subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Learning TV.
Good day, my beautiful learners. It is always a joy to have an encounter with you. Welcome to Junior High School Hour on Joy Learning TV. My name is Rachael Ampoma, and I'll be your R.M.E facilitator. Our topic for discussion is work, money, time, and leisure. Work, money, time, and leisure. For our lesson today, we will continue with money. Remember that the last time we talked about work. Today, we are talking about money. Before we go on with today's lesson, let us try to remind ourselves of what we learned whilst we treated the topic work. We said that work is the use of one's physical or mental effort to do something. Using one's physical or mental effort to do something. We also discussed types of work. We mentioned domestic, that is work that is done at home, school, work done by students, community work, work that is done in the community in which we live. We also discussed religious and occupational work, which is work on which we earn a salary or a wage. We also discussed work ethics, and we said that it is the attitude or the behavior towards work. In our previous lesson, we also learned positive work ethics, and we gave examples such as punctuality and regularity, being on time, and always being available. Hard work, giving out your all to complete a particular task. And then teamwork, working with other people, taking their opinions. We also looked at negative work ethics that retard progress in an organization. And we mentioned laziness, stealing, sleeping at work, lateness, and absenteeism. Now that we are done going over our previous lesson, let us look at our lesson objectives for today's lesson. By the end of the lesson, the learner will be able to explain money, its functions, and usefulness to mankind. Explain money, its usefulness, and functions to mankind. Now let's look at our keywords. Currency, dividend, interest, coin, legal, and exchange. I'll go over it again. Currency, dividend, interest, coin, legal, and exchange. Please write them down and look for their meanings. Now, what is money, if I may ask? I'm sure most of you have some monies in pockets and in your wardrobes or in your wallets. So, what is money? It is any material which is generally accepted to be used in exchange of goods and services. Any material that has the legal backing to be used for the exchange of goods and services. So if I have money and I want to buy, for example, bread, and I give out the money to the seller and she gives me the bread, then it means that there has been an exchange of money for the goods. So when that material is backed by law or accepted as a medium of exchange, then it becomes a legal tender. Now we must note that Ghana's currency is made of the cedi and the pesewa in various denominations. So we have Ghana cedi and we have the Ghana pesewa. Let us look at the various notes of the Ghana cedi. Let us look at the various notes of the Ghana cedi. So this is the highest denomination of the notes as at now, and it is the 200 Ghana cedis. Can we identify any features on this note? Yes, we have a picture of the big six. The big six. There's also a picture of the Jubilee House at the back of the note. There's also the symbol, the Adinkra symbol, the Jinyame symbol. Then we also have the coat of arms. Those are the ones I identified. Can you identify some more? Good. Let's move on to the next note. The 100 cedis. The 100 cedi note. As usual, let us also try and identify some features that can be seen on the 100 cedi notes. So I'll state mine and you state yours. Write it down. The picture of the big six. I see the Independence Ark and another Adinkra symbol. On the front of the notes. Now let's look at the back. There's a picture of Parliament, Ghana's Parliament, at the back, together with the security features. Let's move on to the next one. And it is the 50 cedis note. The 50 cedis note. Have you been able to identify any of the features apart from the regular ones? I would say the big six. There's the Independence Ark here too. There's a picture of the coat of arms. the picture of the Christianborg Castle at the back, which used to be the seat of government. And a host of others. Let's go to the next one. The 20 cedis notes. Kindly write down the features you see on the 20 cedis notes. I see Bank of Ghana boldly written there. The value of the money, 20 with a cedi sign. I also see the serial number of the notes. Identify yours and write them down. The next one is the 10 cedi note, the 10 cedis note. The big six are there. The serial number is there. The value of the note is there. That is the 10 cedis. There's a picture of a carry on the front. There's also a picture of the Independence Arch and some other security features. We shall move on to the next note, the 5 cedi note. We shall move on to the next note, which is the 5 cedi note. So as usual, the picture of the big six is there. And I also see here the signature of the governor of Bank of Ghana. Very beautiful signature. Can you also identify some features on the 5 cedi note? Let's move on to the next one. Do you note any difference between this note and the previous ones? Yes. This one doesn't have a picture of the big six. It has the picture of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who is the first president of Ghana. The coat of arms is there. The serial number is there. Amongst other security features. The last note is the 1 Ghana cedi note. This has the picture of the big six, just like the others. There's a coat of arms. There are serial numbers. There's a signature of the governor of Bank of Ghana. There's a big picture of a star on the note. And then there are other security features. Now, we said earlier that the currency of Ghana is made of notes and coins. So now that we are done looking at the notes, let us look at the various coins or the pesos. So we begin with this one. And what is the value of this coin? This is the 2 cedis coin. The 2 cedis coin. Very beautiful. The next one is the 1 cedi coin. The 1 cedi coin. Note that this also has some features with which you can identify them. Then we have the 50 pesewa coin. 50 pesewas coin. Then we have 20 pesewas. 20 pesewas. 10 pesewas. 10 pesewas. And the last one, which is the 5 pesewas. So we have gone through the notes and the coins of the Ghana cedi. Now let's move on to functions of money. What do we use money for? Why do you want to get money? Good. So money acts as a medium of exchange. It acts as a medium of exchange. It means that it is used in the payment of goods and services. For example, you want to buy food. When you go to school and it is break and you want to buy food, you use money. You give money to the seller and she gives you food. So it is used in exchange of goods and services. Your hair is bushy. You go to the barbering salon and you have your hair nicely trimmed. When done, you give the person money. It means that you have paid for a service that has been rendered to you. So there's an exchange here. There's a house in one hand and there's money in another hand. There's going to be an exchange of money for the house, or an exchange of the house for money. Two, money as a store of value. Money as a store of value. This means that money can be stored or kept as wealth. For example, a salaried worker can save part of his income to acquire wealth. So whilst you are saving, you are accumulating the money, and that can help you to become wealthy. So there's a picture of 3 bottles on your screens. Look at how the first bottle is, with some few coins. The second bottle has more coins than the first one. Then the third one has more coins compared to the other 2. So this means that the person is saving and storing up his or her wealth. Three, money acts as a standard of deferred payment. This means that goods can be bought and paid for later. If you don't have the money available to buy something immediately, you can get it bought and paid for later. For an example, you buy a house on mortgage and pay in installments. So there's a picture of a house. You might not have that huge sum of money to buy the house. But because money can be used as a means of deferred payment, you can buy the house and pay in bits or pay later. Now let's look at importance of money or usefulness of money as a medium of exchange. So money helps us to buy and sell goods, provide services without difficulties. It acts as a store of value. This means that money encourages savings because the more you save, the wealthier you become. Money provides a source of motivation. A source of motivation. You can use money to incentivize people or individuals to work harder. So money acts as a source of motivation. Then money is used to promote God's work. So individuals contribute money through offerings and tithes. And this helps to promote God's work here on earth. Now, let us look at proper ways of handling money. How would you handle the money you have in order to always keep it neat? So the first point to consider is that you shouldn't handle money when your hands are wet or dirty. You shouldn't handle money when your hands are wet or dirty. Why? Because you make the notes dirty. So there's a picture of money in someone's hands. And look at how dirty the hands are. And all these debts will be transferred to the money. So make sure that your hands are wiped or washed. If you have oil on your hands, or ink, or grease, or dye on your hand, you should make sure that it is well washed or wiped before you handle the money. In this case, your hands will be clean, and that will in turn make the money look nice. The third one is that the notes should be nicely put in one's wallet or bag. How many of us have wallets in which we keep our monies, or purses for the ladies? Most of us don't have. So if you always want to make our notes look beautiful and nice, we should get wallets for ourselves. So this is a beautiful wallet with monies. You should get one for yourself. Do not scramble money before putting it in your pockets. Do not scramble money. As seen on your screens, this is a very bad habit. It makes the currency weak. So you should make sure not to crumble any money before you put them in your pockets. Then again, it is also not advisable to put monies in your braziers. That is for the ladies. And socks or your shoes. Or tie them at the edge of a scarf or handkerchief. It's like our old women used to do. It is not good to do that. So avoid putting monies in your braziers or in your socks or in your shoes or tying them at the edges of your scarves or handkerchiefs. Do not perforate holes in the notes and coins. So don't make holes in the notes and the coins for whatever reason. Because if you do that, you are destroying the notes and the coins. Now, if you handle money poorly, if you crumble the money, or you make holes in them, or you touch monies with dirty hands, what are the problems that you are likely to face? As a state or a nation, what effect will it bring on the nation? So we have high cost of replacements. If the monies become too dirty or torn, then they need to be replaced. And replacing the spoilt notes or coins can be very expensive. So that becomes a problem for the states. Monies that could have been channeled into other things would have to be channeled into replacing the notes and the coins. 2, people will refuse to accept them. Why? Because they are torn, or they are dirty, or there are holes in them. So people will refuse to accept them. If you are buying something and you give it out to the seller, he or she will tell you that, I don't like this money, it is dirty. Then there's transmission of disease or diseases. Poor handling of monies can lead to transfer of diseases. We have example, coronavirus. So when there was that outbreak, we learned that some people got the disease because of the exchange of monies. So if you don't wash your hands well before you handle money and assume that you have coronavirus, you can get another person infested. Now let us look at measures to ensure proper handling of money. How can we make sure that people in the society handle money well? One, by making entrenchments of law. What it means is that government should make laws to punish people whose activities affect the currency. For example, charcoal sellers. So anybody whose activities affect the currency should be punished. And this can be made possible when there are laid down rules or laws in place. We can also educate the public through mass media. So we can use television adverts or radio adverts to educate the public on proper handling of money. We can also use religious groups. When we go to church, our pastors can educate us, or our imams or fetish priests can educate us on how to correctly handle money. We can also have civic groups like the NCCE, educating public on how to handle money correctly. Now that we are done looking at how we can educate the public on how to handle money correctly, let us look at ways by which we earn money. How can you get money? So we have honest ways of getting money, and we have dishonest ways of getting money. So let us look at some honest ways of getting money. Going through the right channel to get money. And one is by hard work. Hard work. Two, engaging in investments. When you have money, you invest. And there will be dividends on the investments that you have made. And that will add up to your money. We can also save at the bank. There we can get interest on our savings, and that will also add up to our monies. The last one is by inheritance. By inheritance. So you can inherit money or other properties from deceased families or friends. It could be your grandmother who leaves some money or property in your name before he or she dies. And that will be money for you. Now we shall consider these honest ways of earning money. What are some of the crooked paths people take to get money? And it is by stealing from other people or institutions. So people can decide to go rob a house or a bank. Someone in an organization could decide to rob the same organization with which he or she is working because he might have access to the money. The second one is by cheating others. Again, when you evade tax, when you run away from paying tax, then that becomes your money. Meanwhile, it is a dishonest way of getting money. Then the last one is engaging in bribery and corruption. Accepting money or giving out money before a particular work will be done for you, or you will do the work for someone. How can we use money wisely? If we have money at our disposal, how can we use it wisely in order for it not to go waste? We can do this by drawing a budget. And that is a plan or a projection that shows how you will spend your money. So, for example, you have a list of items that you will need, maybe for the week or for the month. You write them down. You know the prices of the various items, you state them. In this case, you are able to know how much you are spending, how much money you have, how much you want to spend, and how much will be left. We can also use money wisely by drawing a scale of preference. This means that you are arranging your wants in order of importance. So you write or state what you need most. For example, you have 3 items you want to buy. But which of them is very pressing? Which one do you need the most? That is your scale of preference. So when you write that down, then you compare it to the money you have. You buy it for your own use, and you know that you are using money wisely. Again, you can buy things in bulk. When you buy from wholesalers and key distributors, because they are cheaper compared to buying from retailers. Then you avoid impulse buying. Buying things that are not needed or planned. You are just walking in town, you saw a beautiful dress and you bought it. Meanwhile, you don't need the dress for anything. That is impulse buying. So if you want to spend money wisely, you must avoid impulse buying. Now let us look at this question for assessment. State 2 means of ensuring proper handling of currencies. How can you ensure that you handle money well? So let's go through our answers, the answers I have, and compare it to the ones you have. So 1, use of quality materials. So the materials that will be used for printing the currencies should be of good quality, to avoid it being easily torn or damaged. Then 2, introduction of coins in higher denominations. The coins do not get destroyed easily. So we can print the coins in higher denominations. Can you imagine if you have 50 cedis coin? That would be very nice. They do not spoil easily compared to the notes. Then our second assessment question is describe how people misuse money. How do people misuse money? How? They spend it on excessively. They spend money excessively to organize expensive funerals and parties and outdooring ceremonies. So if you do that, you are misusing money. People also spend money on things that are not very important, like buying drinks, cigarettes, and gambling. We are almost getting close to ending our lesson. Before we do, let's quickly go through what we have learnt for today. We looked at money. Money, and we said it is any material that is used for exchange of goods and services. We looked at functions of money, and we said that it is a medium of exchange. It serves as a standard of deferred payment, which means that you can buy an item and pay for it later. It is also a store of value, which means that you can save money to acquire wealth. Then we looked at proper ways of handling money. And we said that you can handle money properly by avoiding holding money with dirty hands. Then you can also keep monies in your wallets. We also learned or discussed honest ways of making money. And we said that if you worked hard and saved and made investments, then you will make lots of money. If you have made money, how would you spend it wisely to avoid waste? You can do this by drawing a budget or drawing a scale of preference. You can also use money wisely by avoiding impulse buying. Down quickly for our assignments. 1. Give 5 reasons why money is very important in our lives. And again, this is a BECU question, 2003. Give 5 reasons why money is very important in our lives. 2. Describe how one can earn money in an honest way. Describe how one can earn money in an honest way. This is also a past question. 2003. Please try and answer these questions and submit them to @Joy Learning channel on YouTube. @Joy Learning channel on YouTube. I shall take time to respond to each of the answers that come in. It is the end of another presentation. And thank you so much for staying with me throughout the lesson. Till we meet again, it is bye-bye from me.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Joy Learning TV.